Hello students, good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the one of the 10th unit of your second PUC English chapter, that is heaven if you are not here on earth. This is a poem which is written by one of the greatest writer in Kannada, that is Kuvempu, but it was translated by Professor C. Naganna. It was a basically Kannada poem, heaven if you are not here on earth, but it was translated into English by Professor C. Naganna. As you all know that the Kuvempu is widely known by pen name Kuvempu, K.V. Puttappa. His pen name was Kuvempu. He is acknowledged as the greatest poet in 20th century ಕನ್ನಡ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವರು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಚಿರಪರಿಚಿತವಾದಂಥ ಕವಿ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ 20th ಸೆಂಚುರಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಏನು ಕನ್ನಡ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ನ ಎತ್ತಿ ಹಿಡಿದಂತಹ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕವಿ ಅವರು. ನಾವು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ, ಹೀ ಈಸ್ nature poet who describes nature, who is a true lover of nature. See, this he is the first among 8 recipients of Jnanapita Awards for Kannada. As you all know that he is also one of the recipients among 8 Jnanapita award poets. He is also one among them. Kuvempu is also one among them. See, this work, this heaven if you are not here on earth, which is which uses the theme of nature, where he uses nature with a great precautionary and also with a great attention towards the nature. He took this theme in this poem. He highlights the beauty of nature. Note down, it is about the beauty of nature. See, the title itself indicates that it was started with heaven. As you all know that the concept of heaven and hell are the mythological concepts. Even after death of a person, we know that this heaven and hell exists. As we know that, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಸಾವಿನ ನಂತರದ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಮತ್ತು ನರಕ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟು. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಹೆವನ್, ವಿಚ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆನ್ ಅರ್ತ್, the poet Kuvempu, who is revealing you heaven exists itself in the earth only through the beauty of nature. Through the beauty of nature. See, Professor C. Naganna, see this, when we look over to this person, Professor C. Naganna, he is a well-known poet and a critic and also translator who translated this work from Kannada to English. See, he brought out more than 20 books in both Kannada and English. So far, his Kannada translation of Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart as Banga. It is also one of the important work who translated by, who is that fellow? This fellow Naganna was translated Things Fall Apart of Chinua Achebe, who is a Nigerian poet. That was a great novel which was translated by Kannada Professor C. Naganna. That was Banga in Kannada. This is about the introduction about the poets, both Kuvempu and also Naganna. ನಾವು ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ನೋಡಿದಂಥದ್ದೇನು ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾಗಣ್ಣ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ನಿದರ್ಶನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಈವನ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ಶೇಕ್ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಕನ್ನು ರಕ್ತಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗಿ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹ್ಯಾಮ್ಲೆಟನ್ನು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವರ್ಕ್ಗಳು ಬಹಳಾನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮೇಲುಗೈ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಯಾರನ್ನ ಕರಿಬೋದು, ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರಿಬೋದು. ನಾನು ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಎಂಟರ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಪೊಯಮ್, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಎಂಟರಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಪೊಯಮ್, I am revealing you that the theme, main idea of this poem was beauty of nature. He highlight the concept of heaven with the beauty of nature. See, just I mentioned write down few lines about the poem. I will go through it once, just go through. See, heaven, if you are not here on earth, where else could you be? If we ourselves cannot be gods, then there can be no gods. If we ourselves aren't heavenly nymphs, the nymphs are not elsewhere. As I told you in earlier that heaven and hell are the mythological concept where after our death only it can be seen. But here the poet Kuvenpu bring out the concept of heaven through the beauty of nature. That's why he questions himself that heaven, if you are not here on earth, then where else could you be? You maybe probably you are living on this earth only. You are not if you are not here on earth, where else could you be? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ನೀನು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇರದೇ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ನಿದರ್ಶನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೆವನ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆನ್ ಅರ್ತ್, ದೆನ್ ವೇರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಕುಡ್ ಯು ಬಿ? ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೂ ಹೌ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿ ಆಫ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿ ಆಫ್ ನೇಚರ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. See, this is the first line where the poet brings out the concept of heaven through the beauty of nature. In the first stanza, see here, if we ourselves cannot be gods, then there can be no gods. If we ourselves cannot be heavenly nymphs, the nymphs are not elsewhere. Here the concept of nymphs and also concept of gods, these two are also we find in heaven only. Gods, nymphs means apsareru. Gods, as you all know that, devaru, devategalu, devaru, and also apsareru. These two concepts are, as you know that they are from heaven, not from hell. ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವರು ಅನ್ನೋವಂಥದ್ದಾಗಲಿ ಅಪ್ಸರೆಯರು ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದಾಗಲಿ ಅದು ಯಾವುದೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಅದಕ್ಕೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ನೇ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಜರ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿ, ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್, ದೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ನೋ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನೇಮ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ ದಟ್ ದ ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ of human being. Good qualities of man means if we ourselves cannot be gods, means if we are not able to imbibe the good qualities like humanity and also kindness, helping nature. These are all the good example I am revealing you. These are all the good qualities which we cannot be imbibed, means adapt. Then there can be no gods exist there itself. And also if we ourselves aren't heavenly nymphs, the nymphs are not elsewhere. ನಾವು ದೇವರುಗಳಾಗದೆ ಹೋದರೆ, ನಾವು ದೇವತೆಗಳಾಗದೆ ಹೋದರೆ, ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ can be translated like this only. But the main idea of this gods and nymphs is revealing that good qualities of human being. If we are good to one, just we are not bad to anyone. Just at least if you are not good, then you should not be think about the bad to another person also. Please keep it in mind. In the first stanza of the poem, he brings out the concept of gods and names to highlight the human qualities, good nature of a person. If we are good enough, then the God itself with us. If we are not good, then there can be no gods and there can be no names at all. If we follow good things, certain humanity and also kindness, helping nature to others, then there can be no gods itself. If we adapt those things, then absolutely we can find gods and nymphs on this earth itself. Yes, when we already studied about the first stanza of the poem, now second stanza of the poem, I will read it for you. Just go through it. While this roaring stream rushes past, rolling surf at the edge of waves, the tender sunshine leans on verdant gardens, and the gentle sun make this earth heaven. In the splendor of harvest and of moonlight, heaven lies all over, imbibing and spilling the song of nectar. The poet does create heaven on earth. This is the third stanza, and this is second stanza. See, you know about the first stanza. From the first stanza, we are going to learn about the human qualities, that too good qualities of human through the concept of gods and nymphs. Poet Kuvempu reveals to you, but from the second stanza and third stanza, he is going to describe the beauty of nature. He is going to describe the beauty of nature through enormous elements he used, where we can find in nature only. It can also be created artificially, but it cannot be nature cannot be irreplaceable. Why? Because there is, for example, roaring stream and also the waves and also the gardens, all will be able to artificialized by the human beings, but it cannot be replaced as a nature. ನಾವು ನೇಚರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂಥ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ರೋರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, waves, verdant gardens, and also splendor of harvest, moonlight. These are all the natural elements where he uses effectively to describe the beauty of nature. ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಮಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮುಂದುವರೆದಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಮುಂದುವರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ನೇಚರ್ ಅನ್ನೋವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನೇಚರ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸೈಡ್ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸೈಡ್ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಮ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅನ್ಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆಂಟ್ ರೋಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ ಅ ಹೈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ rather than artificial. Natural is preferable. See, like that. See, here, why this roaring stream, roaring, ಗರ್ಜನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ stream, ಹಳ್ಳ, rushes past, rolling surf. Surf, it is a form which is created at the edge of waves. ಅಲೆಗಳು ಬಂಡೆಗೆ ಬಡ್ದು 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 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್? ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ, ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ನೊರೆ. ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಸಿ, rolling surf at the edge of waves and the tender sunshine, tender which means smooth, tender which means smooth sunshine, and also verdant gardens. Verdant means green garden. Verdant which means green gardens, and this gentle sun. This is also gentle means very smooth. Who will create heaven on this earth? See, this gentle sun, including all these elements, create heaven on this earth. See, make this earth as heaven. These are all the natural elements. See, ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನತೆ ಕಡೆಗೆ. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಏನು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಮೈಂಡು ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ನೇಚರ್ನ ಮಧ್ಯಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಒಂದು ಮರದಡಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಟೈಮನ್ನು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಮನಸ್ಸು ನಮಗೆ ನಿರಾಳ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ ಅಲ್ವ? ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಮುಂದೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣನ್ನು ತುಂಬಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಶಾಂತತೆ ಕಡೆಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೇ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಇರೋದು, ಬೇರೆಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಈ ಪೋಯಮಿನ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿ, ವೈಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೋರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ರಶಸ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್. See, when we saw that element, this roaring stream rushes fast, that can create a heaven on this earth. Very beautiful. He describes the beauty of nature. Rolling surf at the edge of waves. As I told you, surf means form. Form in Kannada, nore. See, rolling surf at the edge of waves. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಂಡೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಗಲೆಲ್ಲ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಹೊಡೆದು ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಅದು ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಚೆಂದ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿ, ದ ಟೆಂಡರ್ ಸನ್ಶೈನ್ ಲೀನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ verdant gardens. When the tender sunshine, when the smooth sunshine, which means early morning sunshine, it cannot be very hot. The rising time of the sun, that sun shines, leans on verdant gardens. Verdant gardens which means green gardens. And the gentle sun make this earth heaven. This gentle sun make this earth as heaven. ಅವಾಗ ತಾನೇ ಉದಯಿಸಿದಂಥ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಆ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ಹೆವನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಮನೋಭಾವನ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಜಾ. ಸಿ, ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಜಾ. ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಪ್ಲೆಂಡರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ and of moonlight, heaven lies all over, imbling and spilling the song of nectar. The poet does create heaven on earth. See, who create here? Gentle sun make this earth as a heaven, and finally the poet through his work can able to create heaven on this earth. See, here it is a depiction of sun and also day, whereas here in the next stanza he uses about the moonlight, sun and moon. But in the second stanza he uses the sun, whereas in the third stanza he uses moonlight. See, in the splendor of harvest, do you all know about the harvest season, where the farmers were harvest their crops at the moonlight also. ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸುಗ್ಗಿಯ ಕಾಲದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಗ್ಗಿ ಕಾಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲೆಂಡರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ very marvelous of harvest. ಆ ಸುಗ್ಗಿ ಕಾಲ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹಬ್ಬದ ವಾತಾವರಣವನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಟು ಆನ್ ದ ಮೂನ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಹೆವನ್ ಲೈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಓವರ್. ಆ ಸುಗ್ಗಿ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮೂನ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆಲ್ಲಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆವನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಲ್ಲಾಡಿದೆ, ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ನಿದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿ, in the splendor of forest and of moonlight, heaven lies all over here, imbling and spilling the songs of nectar. ಕುಡಿ ಹೀರೋದು, ಸೂಸೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಇಂಬ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸಾಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ನೆಕ್ಟರ್. ದ ಸಾಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ನೆಕ್ಟರ್ which means it can be created by poet only. The song of nectar. ಅಮೃತವನ್ನು ಉಂಡು ತನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಾದವನ್ನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮೂಲಕ ತೋರಿಸಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. The song of nectar. Who create heaven on this earth? The poet only create heaven on this earth. The poet has a capacity to create heaven on this earth through his work only. He can able to create everything. See, like that, this is a heaven. If you are not here on earth, is a best example for you, which depict the beauty of nature. Like Kuvelpu, we have also William Wordsworth in our English, where he written Solitary Reaper, where there also we can see harvesting season, and also where the women who is going to crop their crops, and also their songs of birds can be heard there. Like that, like Kuvelpu, we have a William Wordsworth in our English, and also you heard about daffodils related to this. Means highlight the beauty of nature. Like this way we can be see when we revise the theme of the poem. Means what is the theme of the poem, we can be seen, which means, see, this heaven, the concept of heaven itself is revealing you. It is a mythological concept where everything is beautiful and also happy. There can be there is no concept of sadness, and also there is no concept of ugly in heaven. The concept of ugliness and also sadness which cannot be seen in heaven. Why? Because it is like that only. Hell is the dead opposite to heaven. Why? Because in hell we can be seen ugliness and also sadness. That is why heaven and hell are dead opposite characters. See, but the poet is not ready to accept the truth that the concept of heaven, which can be only seen after our death only, it cannot be accepted by poet. Why? Because this heaven can be seen on this earth only by the beauty of nature. That is why he attempts to teach us that heaven is on the earth only, it cannot nowhere else only. And also God sent, in the first stanza we already studied about that, the concept of gods and nymphs are introduced there. Even when we look over the gods and the nymphs also, they are also live in heaven itself, not in hell. See, by that he depicts that we can imbibe, means adapt good qualities like humanity, kindness and all by our virtueness, all can be adapted. In the second stanza, as you see of nature can be depicted through the natural elements like roaring stream and also the rolling surf at the edge of waves, and also tender sunshine, and also verdant garden and this gentle sun. All this create heaven on this earth and enriches the beauty of nature through these elements. Not only sun enriches means increases the beauty of nature, but also it can be replaced by moon also, where the sun enriches the beauty of nature at daytime, whereas moon enriches means increases the beauty of nature by dark, means at the night. That is why here also he is revealing about the harvest season. It can be played a very significant role in Indian villages, where it can be celebrated as a festival in a villages. Harvest season can be celebrated as a festival. That is why it can be depicted, means the poet reveals it is harvest season is a splendor. See, splendor of harvest and of moonlight, heaven lies all over here. And also a poet can create his creativity through the imbling and spilling the songs of nectar. He can create a heaven on this earth. Means by his work he can be able to create anything at all. Through the song he creates heaven on this earth and breaks the myth of heaven. See, the poet imbibes beauty of nature. That is why, as a result of that, the song of nectar is created by him. This is about your poem, which is wonderfully depicted the beauty of nature by Kuvempu. As I told you, he is a greatest writer in Kannada, but this is a Kannada work, but it was translated by Professor C. Naganna. Before going to wind up the session, I am going to reveal you about the blueprint or weightage of this poem. It will be as for 6 marks in your examination. It is a 6 marks weightage poem, very important also, and also very easy to recall the poem. Why? Because he depicts the beauty of nature through some elements also. For example, in what way the questions will be asked. For example, how does the poet break the myth of heaven in the poem? Or for example, how does the poem celebrate the power of poet? For 6 marks, after go through this video, all of you try to write the answer for that question. As I told you, I will repeat the question. How does the poet break the myth of heaven in the poem? Or how does the poem celebrate the power of poet? Try to write the answer for the question. That is for 6 marks, means write down the whole poem and underline the important concept also. I think you all understood the poem. It is very easy for you. Thank you.